Susan, ladies and gentlemen, Richards, good morning. It's a pleasure to me to stay here in UN in the West. I'd like to present to you some words, and this slide looking to the figure and the 17 goal. It's involved the other goals, because without partnership it's impossible to make other goals. That's the figure, and that's the next slide. UN Goal 17. Revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. The first paragraph, as successful sustainable development agenda requires partnership between governments, the private sector, and the civil society. And the objective of this article, you can see the objective of this research was to verify the model of private-public partnership in Brazil, specifically, and their relationship with sustainable development, to point out cases and present critics evaluating the positive aspects and point out possibilities for improvements. In this slide, the next paragraph, I'm the stack. The support of the planet today is in line with the sustainability of the business. There is no way one does not depend on the other. The last paragraph, public-private partnership bring together organizations, companies, and government in favor of sustainable development, and therefore can together promote and make projects. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And I prefer the next one because it's very important to make the literature review. And let's see the mutual gain, okay? Two main aspects. What is the public-private partnership? You can see the legal aspect. It's very important, involve the specific legislation of each country. And management aspects involve the results, either relating to the state of companies and organizations. It's very important because everybody needs to think about the mutual gain, okay? And I can see, especially in theory, PPPs emerge as a public management option in UK, more specifically in the Margaret Thatcher government. Its influence in other countries include Brazil. Brazil was one of these countries influenced, however, the partnership in the country began too late in Brazil. And we have 9 types of risks factors in PPP. How can I say? Technical risk, this first. Constructural risk, second. Operational risk. Revenue risk, financial risk, risk of force measure, regulatory political risk, environmental risk, the full risks. In case of Brazil, I'd stack the number 3, operational risk, number 5, financial risk, number 7, regulatory political risk, and 9, the full risk. It's a problem to need improve in Brazil. Continue literature review. I can see the last paragraph. This fact culminated in the creation of the National Privatization Plan during the core government. By law, this establishment rules the concessions and permissions of public service of private companies. In Brazil, start on way and permissions of public service of private companies. And before, you can see 3 options to make it PPP in Brazil, especially concessions, privatizations, and this article, I'm talking about PPPs. And finally, it's a literature review. You can see 5 points. It's very, very important to make SD. Social point, it's a fundamental. Environmental point, territorial point, economic point. In the case of Brazil, politics point, I can read, democracy is a fundamental value and a necessary tool to make things happen. The point is very important in Brazil. Now, I put the case in Brazil. In literature review, in social terms, Brazil, we have a good news. Literacy rate in Brazil, which was 91.5% in 2030, was 9.4% in 2015. The target for 2014 is have 10% in Brazilian population begin literature. You can see the malnutrition in children under 5 years of age declined 18.4% between 1974 and 1975 to 2.18% between 2008 to 2009. It's a good news for social in Brazil. In the environment terms in Brazil, it's two good news. Looking at the Code of Project Monitoring Deforestation in the legal Amazon by satellite in last year, without Brazilian Amazon, a region that involves 9 states, only one was recorded as being high deforestation. Between August 2016 and July 2017, the amount of deforested area corresponded to less than 1% of the total region. And I need to go. The methodology of this article and data analysis. This research is documentary and bibliographic purpose. You can see the PPPs in Brazil, federal government projects, 15 projects, the federal government, urban mobility subnational projects, 6 projects in Brazil, and the states and the capital projects, private capital projects, 148. You can see the data analysis according to World Bank database released in 2017 based on 115 in the middle income development countries. It has been reported that Brazil and India account for 55% of private participation in infrastructure investments. Brazil owns 87% of total investments in Latin American and Caribbean region, World Bank. Between 2004 and 2010, PPPs in Brazil obtained a great presence in international companies, 16% of case, then the domestic company, 14% of case. Let's go. This is a slide for data analysis. This the projects according by Ministry of Planning, Development and Management in Brazil. There have 15 federal projects carrying out in Brazil. For example, irrigation point, that's very important. You can see Brazilian geostatory satellite, that's very important. Data center complex, the order. Other data analysis. Now, not so bad notice. On the other hand, state projects are greater in number, totaling 148 in the different sectors, such highways, schools, hospitals, and football stadiums, and sports complexes, hotels, and others. There is 6 subnational projects for urban mobility, for example, São Paulo, Curitiba, Salvador, Porto Alegre, Rio de Janeiro, and VLT, especially in Rio de Janeiro. But one of the main problems of PPP projects in Brazil is the slowness and bureaucracy of the process, as well as efficient control of regulation. Of these regions, the public ministry has audited and found management programs which further delay the execution of works. It's a problem. In Brazil, several PPPs projects were interrupted by the Public Prosecutor's Office due to the slow execution of the works and the financing and the irregularities found through the projects. In Brazil model, PPPs do not have good control by the government of the rural partnerships. This can leave a disgrace in the quality of the works carried out, as well as corrupt system that may favor some contractors who have recently been accused by the public prosecutors of corruption public management. That's the last one, okay? I give here suggestions about this secondary research. In development, PPP's policies, the Brazilian government must be rigorous in place eating in projects that include the triple SD or triple bottom line, profit, people, and planet, during and after the project ends. It should become a formal requirement to enforce the obligations of the executing companies on the economic benefits to local population, where the work be carried out with respect to environmental laws and social development. 2, a monitor for each of the project by designated team should carry out with should check whether the company is complying with both the correct execution of the schedule and applies the triple SD. In the project, make the management of risks arising from PPP in order to safeguard public money clear. 4, to take account of state for dependence in private companies in the execution of public work without the criteria of control and regulation, which may provoke inefficiently and disregard the sovereignty of the Federation Constitution. A law is required and regulates the democracy state of law in Brazil. And finally, it's recommended to train and instruct the new generation of public and private manager by training them the concept of FD application, as well to demand transparency and administrative ethical efficiency of public agents involved PPP in Brazil. Gentlemen and Madam, Richards, I believe in peace and a partnership between the countries. I believe in sustainable development, but I believe in the justice and the democracy in Brazil. Thank you.
So please remember, if we all help and do a little bit, it will make a big difference.